Alright, so I'm working on my 2003 Chevy Express 3500 box truck, and I'm in the process of taking off the uh, fan clutch and the fan so I can replace my water pump. So I sprayed down the nut, but it's getting ready to take off the serpentine belt, and I figured I'd do a quick video on how to know when they're bad. Now, I didn't have any typical General Motors Chevy belt chirping and squeaking like my Suburban. Same motor. It says a 6-liter, but this is a 15 millimeter, and obviously your fan shroud would be in the way, and that's sitting down there. But you're gonna put your, if you're gonna use a wrench or a ratchet, I use a 1/2 inch. Put it on Tighten. And it shouldn't be this easy. I got my mass airflow sensor wire in the way here. But here, I'm just using one finger, and you can see the belt. Let's get this wire out of the way. Some videographer I am. Alright, so now I'm hooked underneath the... Alright, let's try this again. I mean, a lot of times you could just pull up on the belt with your hand like that, but I'm literally just going to use my one finger, and you can see this thing moving. And it's not... This line right here is supposed to be in here. This line. That's the tension line. So now I'm going to tighten this belt, which you shouldn't have to, because that's why it's an automatic belt tensioner. So here, I'm going to tighten it down. That's pretty much where it should be way... It should be like way over here. I have the replacement one. It doesn't have the lines. It's a Daco. It's like 35 bucks. But this should be way over here. This belt is probably needs to be replaced too. I don't know, but this belt tensioner is bad. So to take them off, you just go like this, and you see it's maxed out. That's it. That's it. So I'm gonna hold this without locking the camera. Alright, so I'm holding it up. I take the belt off. Usually you're going to go over the idler pulley. The flat pulleys are usually your access pulley. So I'm just going to put my finger underneath there and start working the belt off. Alright. That's it. And then there's the alternator. I usually just take it off the alternator, and the belt just pretty much comes off. I'll lift the belt tensioner down. Now you see where the line is now. It's way on the other side where it's supposed to be, but this belt tensioner is way too loose, and of course everything's in the way. Now it's over here. It should have been between this line and that line, from my experience of automatic belt tensioners. And the belt, you just take it off. Now I wish they were all this easy, but the fan shrouds are always in the way. And that's it. Now this truck, though, these motors, they have they have two belts. They have one for the air conditioning too. I'll just take off my wrench, ratchet. It's hard to work with one hand, trying to show you, but wires are caught, or the hoses. get my ratchet off. So imagine if you had to change this with your with the fan shroud here, that would be pretty tight. I mean, most of us have done it that way, but I just figured I'd show you what the belt tensioner looks like. So on this General Motors, they mounted it to the water pump. 3 bolts onto the water pump. See, 1, 2, 3. And that's that. I'm gonna take the belt out. The belt's out. And you'll still see there's a belt down there, and that's on the back side of the crank, or harmonic balancer pulley, whatever. And there's for the air conditioner. It's not part of the Serpentine belt. And actually the air conditioner works on this. The belt actually looks good. How I inspect them is when I take them off, I'll bend them. I look for cracks. Or if the belt seems really hard and not soft. And 2, look for burn marks. I don't see any burn marks. But I know the belt's pretty old. I mean, the manufacturer date is off. And I'm going to replace this too, because I can kind of see the pulley grooves on this side. I know what, for some reason the phone is it's blurry. There, you might be able to see the grooves. I mean, it could be built that way, but I'm replacing pretty much everything on this truck once I'm here doing the water pump, so I'm going to replace this belt also. And if you ever have to take a belt off, Serpentine belt, make sure that you put it back on the same way. Like, don't have the belt and then put it on this way, because you could develop a pretty bad squeak. Sometimes you can, sometimes you don't, but try to put the belt back on. So that's that. So my next video should be, it's not going to be how to change this, because that's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. I've sprayed this down with PB Blaster. I have to get this nut off, and this nut is the typical, it's not left-hand thread, it is the right way. I checked any water pump, the threads do. It is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And the tool I have, it's not for this vehicle. There it is. It fits. This one fits it, but this nut holder for the fan or water pump bolts, this is not going to work. I'm still going to try to use this. I'm going to try to find a way to hold that pulley on the next video. All right. Thanks for watching.